Update notes! Version 33.0 for Bloons TD6. New awesome. New Paragon Tower, the Monkey Ace Goliath Doom ship. Endless jokes about big planes aside, we've been very excited to build and balance the first Air Paragon. While we resist thinking about Paragons as 555 plus Monkey Towers, the Goliath Doom ship did allow for logical blending of features from all three paths. Plus, we included a powerful activated ability that adds further tactical control that plays out usefully across various map shapes. Okay. At 800k cash, that's a lot of money, you will have to make sure your eco game is strong, but Doom Ship's power is balanced to that lofty setup cost. That means it's going to be stronger than the Buccaneer Paragon. New Halloween game icon. Your eyes are not failing, nor is your screen. Our icon is simply celebrating the ghoulish colors of Halloween. New maps. Advanced map, Midnight Mansion, that one look cool. Intermediate community design map, Covered Garden from U Super Sue. That map is pretty cool, the one with the windows changing. New trophy store items, Hero, Joan of Arc Adora, Dragon Pet, Monkeys, Monkey Ace, Dragonfly Pet, Co-op, Psy emote, Game and UI, Banana Farmer, Banana Costume, that sounds good, I want that. Glue Trap, Honeybee Skin, Profile Banner, Patchwork, Profile Banner, Sunrays, Profile Banner, Starburst. Banner winner by Dreadled, Engineer Foam, Banner winner by Lord Teddington, Grandmaster Ninja. New limited time items, DDT Balloon Skin, Spider, okay, that one might be worth getting. Avatar the Scream, Avatar Monkey Brains. New CT Team Store items, Building Prop, Fortified Castle, Base Props, Refracting Telescope, Pirate Crew, Water Prop, Mini Pirate Boat, Flying Prop, Moon Rabbit. Team Banners, Pet Frenzy Banner, Contested Territory Banner, Icons Kung Fu Kiwi Icon, All Seeing Icon, Frames, Cognition Frame, Ninja Scroll Frame. Okay, moving on to game additions and changes. New languages, Polish and Monkish are now supported. Team Browser added more intuitive UI to the advanced search panel. Paragon Tower placement restrictions. We've set a maximum of 3 per game in 33.0, as we now have a baseline of general purpose DPS Paragons and want to move into more synergies and interesting mechanical interactions between them, which become more interesting when choices need to be made. Okay, that'll make elite bosses a lot harder, I'm sure. But I don't think it's a bad change, assuming it's only for bosses. Otherwise it's kind of annoying, because I kind of want to see how far all Paragons can get. Anyway, moving on. We have heard the clear feedback from the community at this general restriction based on the preview notes, and now plan to do the following in future major updates or minor ones if feasible. Increase the limit to 4 based on feedback about 4-player co-op in particular. Include a content browser edit function that allows players to set higher limits or unrestricted in player-created content browser games. Okay, I guess that's alright. Contested territory. The number of steps required to use relics felt like too many, so we've removed relic voting from the team store. Okay. Now when viewing any tile, players will be able to pop up a full list of their available relics to personally select from. To improve active team coordination, we have allowed vice mayors to also set focus markers on the contested territory map. The total number of focus markers each team can set in contested territory has been increased from 1 to 4 to allow for diverse preference and strategies. That's pretty good. Contested territory matchmaking improved for better groupings based on activity and overall rank. Okay. Added a daily reward to welcome back players entering the contested territory event. Okay, that's good. The main menu contested territory icon now shows a pip displaying available tickets. Okay. Tidied the contested territory info panel up for much clearer readability. Okay. Added a spooky seasonal theme to contested territory screens in preparation for Halloween. Very nice. Added Discord and Steam-rich presence for contested territory. Team banners can now be set on personal profiles as long as your team owns that banner. Over 32.4 to 33.0 updates, we made general constant improvements to the balance of banner/relic tile distribution over the contested territory map. Now we have bug fixes and general changes. Team Island should correctly reflect your team color in contested territory. Resolved an issue where loading a save and restarting would not allow you to earn a black border from that run. Where loading a save and restarting? Oh, okay. Resolved a number of background errors in contested territory. Changed team permissions so that mayors can only transfer leadership to members who have already been promoted to vice mayors. Changing search filters in team browser will now trigger a search. Okay, so you don't have to refresh. Resolved an issue where disabling friend requests would not save. Resolved a number of map-specific placement issues. Loading a profile from the cloud will no longer keep boss event saves. Resolved a crash on using boss checkpoints. Okay, I don't know about that. Resolved an issue preventing some challenge codes from being searched. Resolved an issue where powers could be disabled in unranked co-op bosses. Paragon towers should be correctly sold when their supporting Arctic Wind platform is removed. That makes sense. Resolved an issue with the contested territory event main menu banner appearing prior to level 30. Improvements made to camera zoom in contested territory. Large texture cleanup for all Paragon towers. Resolved an issue with logging out of accounts on some devices. General cleanup and optimizations of the team store. A number of localization issues were resolved. Resolved an issue where players could add duplicate entries to their friends list. Resolved an issue with friends showing default avatar for their high scores on maps. Resolved a number of issues around joining and leaving teams. Resolved a number of cases in which the background for some menus would show entirely black. Optimizations made to a number of large textures. Team/friends pop-up dialogues can no longer appear off-screen. Team trophy balance now correctly updates visually upon purchase. Resolved a minor graphical glitch on Frozen Over map when Cave Monkey is released. Resolved an issue with heroes getting more than one level at a time counting as tiers purchased with the least tiers rule set. That was a bug? Resolved an issue with missing or wrong badges displaying on contested territory leaderboards. Resolved an issue with team search not allowing space entries. Resolved low quality splash screen issues. Heroes are now purchasable from the upgrades menu in-game. Ice Monkey. 5xx. Embrittlement now slows Moab the correct amount with permafrost. Was it worse or better? I don't know. 250 absolute 0 now slows Moabs the correct amount with permafrost. Okay. So I guess it's a fix, but I'm not sure if it's a nerf though. Glue Gunner 004 Relentless Glue Gunner no longer targets bosses and bads? Wait, really? It did that? 104 Glue Gunner should no longer sometimes apply green glue assets. Monkey Sub 3xx submerged subs should now submerge correctly on Quarry. Monkey Buccaneer Paragon should no longer misalign its platforms if upgraded from the Trade Empire. Okay. Super Monkey 025 Legend of the Night now correctly gains cross-path Pierce. That's a buff. Okay. Pat Fusty, highlighting on Snowman Pat Fusty no longer disappears at level 3. Pat's legs should no longer sometimes not sink into water when taking a dip. Okay, that's a good one. Admiral Brickle no longer clips into ship badly at level 12. Sai is now able to target leads when the Alchemist Touch Relic knowledge is equipped. Okay. I thought he could target leads anyway. Geraldo description spelling errors resolved. When fitting multiple sentry items on top of a flagship platform, these will now correctly relocate when creating Paragon. Rejuvenation Potion will no longer reset Paragon cooldowns. That's a big one. Okay, that's gonna mean something. It's probably not that big of a deal. Most people use Benjamin anyway, so... Well. Desktop version added linking codes to Epic clients. Oh, it's on Epic now? Okay. It's not a bad thing. Balance changes. Free play. To encourage challenge diversity using the new extended list of preset rounds in free play, we have decided to make a tweak to free play income tax to drop it off slightly slower and allow a little more cash to be earned naturally in this range. Round 101 plus natural income generation increased from 2% to 5%, and round 121 plus natural income generation remains at 2%. So but for 20 rounds you're going to be making 3% more money. I mean, that's okay, but usually in free play you're farming like crazy, right? Dart Monkey. As sharpshooters' crit occurrence didn't feel frequent enough, the overall attack rate has been increased, also just to lead better into the tier 5's already high rate of fire. Along with this, all crossbow criticals have been standardized. Overall, with tier 5 criticals occurring more frequently in exchange for a slight reduction in base pierce to improve sharp shot crosspath value. They want you to go for a 205 instead of a 025 crossbow monkey. Okay. Apex Plasma Master excels generally for the cheapest Paragon and how easy it is to start scaling early degrees, so is seeing a rate increase. So XX4 Sharpshooter attack cooldown reduced from 0.75 to 0.6. Tier 5 Crossbow Master attack cooldown unchanged. Okay, 004 Sharpshooter crit rate changed from 8 to 12 shots to every 10th. That's a bit of a buff, but if you're just really lucky, then it's kind of a nerf. But overall it's a buff, I'd say. XX5 Crossbow Master crit rate changed from 4 to 8 shots to every 5th. Okay, I'd say that's just a straight up buff. That's good. XX5 Crossbow Master Pierce reduced from 10 to 8, so that's a nerf. And Apex Plasma Master attack cooldown increased from 0.3 to 0.35. So he's going to attack slightly slower. I don't think he'll make that big of a difference. Tax Shooter. The Tax Zone's all-purpose high single target and grouped DPS plus cleanup utility scales too well with so many options. Is it going to get nerfed? As this is primarily intended to be the single target damage path, to reinforce this, we have traded off damage for a bonus to Moabs in order to nerf its unbuffed cleanup potential. So watch out for Cluster and Super Ceramics now. Ring of Fire should pick up in that area for cleanup use and general destruction, but it has more Pierce than it really needs in most scenarios, with other important stats sitting lower to compensate for high Pierce. So we have shifted this high Pierce more into requiring the Pierce crosspath in exchange for more base power. And an overall buff, Inferno's Rings Meteor will now also follow target priority, since that was a fun idea that was worth adding. So you can tell the Meteor to attack close, strong, first or last. Okay, that's a good thing. XX5 Tax Zone damage reduced from 2 to 1, so it's just halved its damage. XX5 Tax Zone gains bonus damage to Moabs plus 1. Okay, so it's nerfed its overall damage, but all Moabs do get plus 1 damage. Okay. 4XX Ring of Fire attack cooldown reduced 0.4725 to 0.315, buff of plus 25, which is roughly 50%. So it got a 50% buff in attack speed, okay. 4XX Ring of Fire Pierce reduced from 60 to 40. 4XX Ring of Fire damage increased from 3 to 5, so it has less Pierce but does more damage. And it's faster. Okay, I guess that's a decent trade-off. 5XX Inferno Ring damage increased from 4 to 8. 5XX Inferno Ring Moab bonus damage reduced from 6 to 4. Okay, so you got double damage overall, but slightly less Moab damage. That probably balances out. 5XX Inferno Ring attack speed unchanged. 5XX Inferno Ring Meteor now follows target priority. Nice. Ice Monkey. Arctic Wind hardly gets used for its actual basic intended purpose, which would be cool to see used for more than just causing ice platform bug reports. Arctic Wind Aura slow amount increased from 40 to 60%. I don't know if that's going to make people use it, but alright. Glue Gunner. We want to achieve an effect with Balloon Solver's acid burning through the layers quickly, but not instantly. Though we haven't so far achieved a good balance of this, along with eliminating super ceramics in a timely manner, causing it to be disappointing or impractical on shorter maps, to solve this while retaining the vision, we have boosted the ceramic bonus up significantly, along with preventing this bonus from overflowing into the children layers. 5XX Balloon Solver DOTs, damage over time ceramic bonus damage, increased from 2 to 8. It's 4 times stronger now on ceramics. That's pretty good. 5XX Balloon Solver damage over time increased ceramic damage will not skip through extra children layers upon breaking the ceramic layer. Sniper Monkey. After the lower tier nerfs, Elite Sniper still remains just a bit too good even without considering its catch production. X5X Elite Sniper price increased from 13,000 to 14,500. I'm still probably going to go for it if it's one of the only options to make money. Oh god, Monkey Buccaneer. Monkey Pirates is great for the first couple Moabs, but with a long ability cooldown it very quickly falls off after that point. We have pushed it and Pirate Lord's base stats up to feel more competitive, especially with possible Brickle synergy. Trade Empire farming power, even with the water requirement, feels like it takes off too easily, so the bonus cash it provides will now require tier 4 favored trades for the full benefit. X4X Monkey Pirates grapes damage increased from 1 to 2, so it's double damage on the grapes. X4X Monkey Pirate Grapes ceramic bonus increased from 1 to 2. X4X Monkey Pirates Cannonball Explosion damage increased 2 to 3. X4X Monkey Pirates Cannonball Explosion Moab bonus increased 0 to 6. So it does 6 more damage to Moabs. X4X Monkey Pirates price increased from 4,500 to 4,900. Okay, I guess with all the buffs that makes sense. X5X Pirate Lord Grapes damage increased from 5 to 10, another times 2. X5X Pirate Lord Grapes ceramic bonus increased 5 to 10. X5X Pirate Lord Grapes burn damage increased from 1 to 9, a 9 times increase. Bloody hell. X5X Pirate Lord Cannonball Explosion damage 2 to 5. X5X Pirate Lord Cannonball Explosion Moab bonus increase from 0 to 10. Wow, okay. Pirate Lord is meta. X5X Pirate Lord Cannonball Frags damage increase from 1 to 10. X5X Pirate Lord Cannonball Frags Moab bonus increase 0 to 5. XX5 Trade Empire cash per round per merchant when applied to XX3 Merchantmen reduced from $20 to $15. That is a nerf, but I still think Merchantmen belt farming is probably still the way to go. XX5 Trade Empire can cash per round per merchant when applied to XX4 favored trades remains at $20. So you basically just want to upgrade to favored trades sooner, I'd imagine. Monkey Ace. To help you work towards the new Ace Paragon, we've reduced Spectre's late game ceramic weakness with improved targeting for the bomb projectiles and a large increase to their bonus ceramic damage to help out later on. To change focus on these projectiles, we have also shifted damage around for the darts to deal single target with the bombs providing ceramic AoE cleanup. Flying Fortress's value drops off by the late game when you can realistically afford it, so following on with this dart single target focus change at tier 4, we have added a large Moab damage bonus to Flying Fortress darts. So Flying Fortress is getting buffed. XX4 Spectre darts and bombs now both have a weaker homing effect. That's a bit... okay. XX4 Spectre dart damage increased from 2 to 3. XX4 Spectre bomb damage reduced from 3 to 2. XX4 Spectre bomb ceramic bonus increased from 2 to 4. XX5 Flying Fortress darts now deal bonus damage to Moabs plus 10. So we've got mainly a buff, really. Slight nerf. Helipilot. Heli's Razor Rotors don't scale with higher tiers, so improvements have been made specifically to that attack for Dartship and Apache Prime. Support Chinook use is too niche outside of farming for the high cost, so the upgrade cost along with that effective cash gain amount from ability usage has been lowered to retain the same farming while improving niche use. Downdraft has more general use throughout the game and scales better than the more expensive Moab Shove upgrade, though they both see use. So the price of these upgrades has been swapped around. Faster Dart's XX1 upgrade will now increase the attack distance of Heli Dart attacks in order to assist with cluttering issues, where large number of Helis will push each other away from nearby targets. They do that? 4XX Apache Dartship Rotors damage increased 2 to 4. 4XX Apache Dartship Rotors pierce increased from 10 to 20. 5XX Apache Prime Rotors damage increased from 2 to 8. 5XX Apache Prime Rotors pierce increased from 10 to 40. Wow, okay. Apache Prime just got buffed. X4X Support Chinook price reduced from 12,000 to 10,500. Okay. X4X Support Chinook crate cash reduced from 1,800 to 1,650. Yeah, that seems about right. X3X Downdraft price increased from 3,000 to 3,500. And XX3 Moab Shove price reduced from 3,500 to 3,000. XX1 Faster Darts also increases attack distance of dart attacks by plus 30%. Okay, I don't know if it'll change much, but okay. Time for the Mortar Monkey. It has been hard for the Balloon Solver and the biggest one to exist so close in the same price range when they fill the same role, but with the biggest one being simply better and more versatile. So we have ramped the biggest one to fill a better role but for a higher cost. Artillery Battery's special stun bonus is completely ineffective against targets which are impossible to stun, so it is receiving a small damage bonus to these targets to compensate. Other similarly priced decamo options are able to decamo DDTs, so Signal Flare feels like a far lesser choice here, having this basic decamo utility locked behind Monkey Knowledge, so that's being freed up. Oh cool, okay, so you don't need the Monkey Knowledge anymore. 4XX, the big one Shockwave, gains bonus to Ceramic plus 1. 5XX, the biggest one price increased from 28,000 to 36,000. Wow, okay, 8 grand. 5XX, the biggest one, can now stun Moab class balloons at a reduced rate. Moabs for 0.3 seconds, BFB and DDTs for 0.2 seconds, and ZOMGs for 0.1 second. Okay, I'm not sure if that's worth 8 grand, but yeah, maybe it is. X4X artillery battery deals bonus damage to bads and boss targets. Oh, it got 4 extra damage to bads and boss targets, okay. X5X pop and ore deals bonus damage to bads and bosses targets. Plus 10. X5X pop and ore grants all other X4X mortars bonus damage to bads and bosses. So X5X mortar monkeys are going to buff X4X mortar monkeys against bads and bosses by plus 6 damage. XX3 signal flare can now decamo DDTs, that's great. Pain Stripper Monkey Knowledge now instead allows XX4 shattering shells to remove fortification from DDTs. But it could already do that though. That's okay, I guess that's sure. XX4 shattering shells damage over time. Damage per tick increased from 1 to 5. XX5 blue incineration damage over time. Damage per tick remains at 5. Dartling Gunner. Rocket Storm being cheaper than its tier 3 when the tier 3 is more of a decent stepping stone into the good tier 4 doesn't sit quite right. These prices have just been swapped. Buckshot Pierce has been increased to help make its attacks cut through more for a chunkier hit. Focused Firing's distance bonus on 203 due to how it is set up with projectile speed drop off was a bit less than this written 25%, realistically closer to 18.75%. So this number has been increased enough to give it roughly a true 30% increase in distance. X3X Hydra Rocket's price reduced from 5,250 to 5,100. X4X Rocket Storm price increased from 5,100 to 5,250. Probably not that big of a deal. XX3 Buckshot Dartling Pierce increased from 4 to 6. Nice. XX5 Balloon Exclusion Zone Pierce remains at 6. Okay. 203 Focused Firing Distance bonus 25% to 40%. Very nice. Oh boy, Wizard Monkey. Wall of Fire's exceptional tier 2 power needs to be moved around for improved cross-pathing, along with a slight nerf to Phoenix as it is currently performing too well, and both of these upgrades are shifting some of their power into Dragon's Breath. So it can stand out as more than just a buff to Wall of Fire and a stepping stone to Phoenix. Shimmer is prone to missing a lot of camo balloons due to the low attack rate. We do want it to be slower than other decamos to account for the larger radius and better tier 5, so we are making the radius benefit more noticeable and lowering the price of Shimmer. Okay. 020 Wall of Fire Pierce per tick reduced from 15 to 10. Wall of Fire got nerfed. 021 Wall of Fire Pierce per tick reduced from 19 to 15. Damn. Probably still decent though, but not as good. 020 Wall of Fire damage tick rate reduced from 0.1 to 0.15, so it's going to attack 50% slower. 020 Wall of Fire wall spawn rate reduced from 5.5 to 6.5, so it's going to take 20% longer to spawn roughly. 120 Wall of Fire duration increased 4.5 to 5.5. 120 Wall of Fire no longer auto targets but gains a target marker like an X3 engineer. That's pretty good, so you can choose where to put the Wall of Fire, but I'm still going to go bottom tree. 030 Dragon's Breath base damage increased from 1 to 2. Nice. 030 Dragon's Breath Wall of Fire damage tick rate remains 0.1. Oh, okay, so they're moving it into the 030 wizard. Okay. 030 Dragon's Breath Wall of Fire pierce per tick increased from 15 to 20. Yeah. 04X Summon Phoenix price increased from 4,000 to 4,500. 04X Summon Phoenix Pierce reduced from 10 to 8, so Phoenix got nerfed a little bit. XX3 Shimmer Radius increased from 70 to 80, and XX3 Shimmer price reduced from 1,700 to 1,500 bucks. Okay, Shimmer got a buff. I'll take that. I like Shimmer. Super Monkey. Ultra Vision is a lackluster cross-path with so many other ways to get camo detection cheaper and or for more towers. The anti-balloon is expensive, but as a quite underused tower, feels it doesn't live up to the Super Monkey name for that cost. For now, the ability is seeing a cooldown decrease. We feel Legend of the Knight's base tower is more usable now after recent buffs, so without a total need to lean entirely on the passive ability for use, we are increasing this cooldown to prevent some issues. X5X, the anti-balloon ability cooldown reduced from 45 seconds to 30 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. XX2 Ultra Vision grants bonus damage to camo balloons +1. Okay, I mean, okay, sure. XX5 Legend of the Night cooldown increased from 120 seconds to 180 seconds. That's a huge nerf, okay. Damn. Ninja Monkey's Sticky Bomb feels like it is in a very strong point right now in a lot of situations. Though Flash Bomb isn't good enough without a great deal of support leading into it, this shift should open up for challenge viability, especially in alternate balloon rounds games. XX3 Flash Bomb price reduced from 2,750 to 2,250, and XX4 Sticky Bomb price increased from 4,500 to 5,000. I was gonna say it was a huge buff, and then I saw that they moved the price up. Okay, so not much changed really, unless you like Flash Bomb. Alchemist. Transforming Tonic has always had a large struggle with Pierce. Rather than directly throwing onto the base Pierce, we have added cross-pathing Pierce and rate benefits for transformation enjoyers to now choose between. Acidic mixture dip stacking from multiple alchemists, or stalling tactics too effectively lowered use of other lead counter options in a way we didn't like, so the maximum stacks here without permabrew has been reduced considerably. 140 Transforming Tonic Monster Pierce increased from 6 to 9, 041 Transforming Tonic Attack Speed increased from 0.03 to 0.024 seconds. Okay, so Transforming Tonic got buffed a bit. And 2XX Acidic Mixture Dip, max number of stacks reduced from 200 to 40. Wow, okay, that feels like a huge nerf. Without Permabrew anyway. Druid, Top Path Heart of Thunder doesn't scale well with tiers for an upgrade with such niche use and generally feels lacking. So it is seeing general power improvements across the board to upgrades that incorporate this attack. Druid of the Jungle's Vines feel too strong already for this, but for quality of life, the Tier 4 Jungle Bounties Druid will now gain targeting options for the Global Vine attack, which we hope will make all players as well as Druid fans happy. Oh cool, that's pretty good. 2XX Heart of Thunder damage increased from 1 to 2, 4XX Ball Lightning HOT damage increased from 1 to 3, 4XX Ball Lightning Ball damage increased from 2 to 3, 5XX Superstorm HOT damage increased from 3 to 10, 5XX Superstorm Ball damage increased from 5 to 10. 205 Avatar of Wrath applies its full RBE damage bonus scaling to Heart of Thunder. Interesting, okay. X4X Jungle Bounties Vine can now follow tower target priority. Spike Factory. Spike Factory 4XX feels it needs a small boost in order to really start feeling worth upgrading to, rather than getting multiple tier 3s in the late game due to the improved Spike Mines Pierce not being as needed for Super Ceramics. 4XX Spiked Mines Spike bonus to Fortified increased from 1 to 3, 4XX Spiked Mines Explosions bonus to Fortified increased 1 to 3. Engineer. The Moab offensive top path lacks for mainly DPS tower that is quite complex to use. Tier 3 Sprockets already feels underwhelming, so it is seeing a buff here carrying up to Tier 4, and the 320 crosspath will now be able to double dip on the fortified and Moab damage bonuses that it gains. Cleansing Foam is only seeing a slight tweak to help it be more viable if you want to attempt it as a main camo detection, and this mainly fixes some issues in alternate balloons rounds, allowing it to catch quick initial camo spawns. 3XX Sprockets buff amount to sentry rate and deployment increase from 40 to 50%. Okay, that's a 10% increase in DPS, really. 120 sentries can now benefit from both the Moab and fort damage bonuses on one attack if that target is a fortified Moab. Okay. X3X Cleansing Foam attacks gain 1 second of 4 times rate on round start. Okay, so you put 4 times the Cleansing Foam down in the first second of a round starting. That's a good buff. Gwendolyn, as she's a little average all around these days with other heroes overtaking the past years, Gwendolyn is seeing some improved quality of life, synergization, and extra juice to the initial hit of Firestorm, since currently the ability is, well, not heroic enough, and the first impact does very little compared to the damage over time. Level 3 Cocktail of Fire gains a target selection point, very good. Level 5 Pyrotechnics Expert, all Ring of Fire, Signal Flare, and Dragon's Breath gain 10% rate and radius. This follows normal buff rules, applying to higher tiers but not sub-tiers. Level 18 Pyrotechnics Master, Ring of Fire, Signal Flare, and Dragon's Breath buff increased from 10% to 20%. So, Fire Party, I guess. Level 10 Firestorm initial damage increased from 2 to 5. Level 10 Firestorm initial Moab damage increased from 2 to 20. Level 20 Firestorm initial damage increased from 5 to 10. Level 20 Firestorm initial Moab damage increased from 5 to 50. Alright, Gwendolyn looking good. Azili. Azili's niche use is in an extremely strong spot right now, so we shouldn't really buff her. But anyway, Heartstopper and Sacrificial Totem both feel too limited in total possible synergies. These are having quality of life improved, and Heartstopper will additionally allow all towers to damage purple balloons to open up more combination options and give more reasons to use it. That's a pretty good change. Purple balloons are always a pain in the ass, depending on some challenges. Level 3 Heartstopper can now activate if there are purple balloons spawned regardless, or if they are regrow or not. Okay. Level 3 Heartstopper now also removes purple balloon immunity for duration. Level 3 Heartstopper duration increased from 6 to 10 seconds. Level 3 Heartstopper cooldown reduced from 60 to 45 seconds. Level 7 Sacrificial Totem now gains a targeting option for spawn, also very good. Level 7 Sacrificial Totem grants an additional pierce to wizards from 1 to 2. Level 7 Sacrificial Totem grants an additional attack speed to wizards from 15 to 20. And level 12 Heartstopper cooldown reduced from 45 to 40. Adora. Adora feels like the perfect target to fill a current hole heroes have. We so far have no real dedicated fortification buster among us in the hero lineup, so giving this to Adora will hopefully allow for new unique use cases that the others don't fill. Level 3 Long Arm with a Light cooldown reduced from 45 to 35 seconds. Wow, okay. Level 9 main attack gains increased damage to fortified balloons plus 2. Level 13 main attack... Hang on, that main attack is an Among Us. Nice. Level 13 main attack fortified damage bonus increased to plus 3. Oh, increased by 3. Level 19 main attack fortified damage bonus increased by 4. Level 10 Ball of Light gains increased damage to fortified balloons by 3. Level 15 Ball of Light fortified damage bonus increased by 5. Level 20 Ball of Light fortified damage bonus increased by 20. So Adora is basically just going to be a fortified, or as they call it, a fortification buster. Admiral Brickle. We had people request a specific funny use case of Brickle on Ravine, which we respect and approve. Overall we wanted to scale her main revolver attack better into late game, so she is seeing slight and slightly experimental improvements. Level 10 Megamind Explosion no longer blocked by map line of sight. Level 12 main handgun damage increased from 7 to 8. Level 15 main handgun damage increased from 9 to 12. And level 17 main handgun damage increased from 11 to 18. Now moving on to contested territory, Relic Knowledge. Most balanced time this update was dedicated to actual towers, but a few Relic Knowledge points in contested territory stood out to us as far too strong or weak, and are seeing the numbers update below. In future updates we will be taking a closer look at top and bottom performing relic points, so if you want to have your voice heard in that manner, the next month will be the time. Camo Trap, number provided reduced from 2 to 1. Flint Tips, damage over time tick rate reduced from 2 to 2.5 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds total. Camo Flogged bonus damage to camo increased from 1 to 3. Hero Boost, increased XP value increased from 10 to 15%. Going the distance, range bonus increased from 10 to 20%. Bigger Balloon Sabotage, it goes without saying, the Bigger Balloon Sabotage relic was not intended to apply to boss balloons. And this has been resolved. This is a bug resolved in 32.2, but deserves mentioning here with the rest of the changes. I didn't know you could do that. Looking forward, we said a lot in 32.0 notes, so not as much new news here, but we restate our commitment to keeping players updated and looking for more ways to get the community involved in future development directions, so your feedback is encouraged, respected, and appreciated. Looking forward to the 34.0 update, heads down on Beast Handler. From the look to the variety of each path, we are putting great effort into making this all-new Balloons Tower Defense Tower something special. That's going to be awesome. While we're excited to preview, we have to set realistic expectations that the work involved may not leave much time before the update for the sneak peeks, but we'll do what we can. More maps, still aiming for 2 new maps to make sure there's plenty of new badges to grab over the holidays. Awesome. Creators, huge thanks to these creators for supporting the early partnership with Nexus.gg and figuring out the ins and outs of the system. A whole bunch of YouTubers. We're still working with Nexus on improvements and tools and hope to include more creators by the end of the year. Stay tuned. Finally, console. We are still pushing hard to get Bloons Tower Defense 6 submitted for PlayStation and Xbox this year. 4-player couch co-op is so much fun and we can't wait to share it, but we cannot speak to a launch date, or even whether it's late this year or early next. As soon as we can update you on release targets, we will. Oh my god, that's awesome. They're gonna put Bloons Tower Defense 6 on console. That is fantastic. Alright, that's been the update 33.0. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next video.